So one of my sort of perthrow themes has been mannaz, but like respect the partner. And still don't really know exactly what that means. But right now, Spirit's trying to tell me that one of the mageeeo issues was that because there was this other woman in tandem alongside of me, that even if I was going to take the forefront as wife, like make babies and raise a family, it's like she was never going to go away. So then to go back to these embodiment lessons that I've had, long story short, I think he needed 15 years with just her to recognize that it's not her sexual energy that's like sexpert, right? So I think that it's like he needed time alone, enough time alone with just her to recognize that it wasn't their sexual energy wasn't like what was compatible. Or maybe he needed to figure out which one of them he actually had sexual compatibility with too, right? Whatever, but to give credit where it's due or something like that. But I'm over here like, I'm almost 40. If you really haven't had your babies, then whatever, man. Like I don't need to start over that whole domesticated, mother slave mess. I already got one to be a slave to, you know what I mean? But and I'm also feeling like all things are possible with the father, and that's why I and women have a clitoris, and I think it's possible for me to be just as much everything by myself. Like, I still think it's oppressive to say that I have to have a partner. But I think for maybe his soul evolution, for a man who maybe he does always want to have a sexual partner, he needs to recognize, to give credit where it's due, maybe. I don't know. But I can, definitively imagine how he's had his own slew of spirit lessons to get whatever point he's got to make. But I also can never really figure out, it's like, one, we have to have a clit as some kind of definitive sign that sexual pleasure is okay. But two, it's like I have to have a clit as some kind of definitive thing that I don't have to be penetrated.